What's up, everybody? Welcome to this latest Funko Pop Concepts video. For me personally, it feels like it's been a good while since I did one of these, but I think that's because with the Halloween one, I didn't actually narrate it at all. I just went with some creepy music and some sound effects. So yeah, that's why for me personally, it feels like it's been a long time since I did one of these, even though it really wasn't that long ago. But you see the focus here is live action TV characters. This focus seems like it kind of stumped some artists, and there were some artists that had really been contributing on a regular basis that I didn't receive art from. So I think people struggled to come up with some ideas for this, but I did still receive some pretty cool artwork, which of course I am about to share with you all. Now, before I get into that though, I do want to kind of address the elephant in the room, because there are certain comments that I see over and over and over again. Almost every Funko News video, they should make the pops from The Office. They should make Seinfeld pops. And I definitely want to address that, these pops that are, missing. Now, I do want to give Funko their props as always, because they have done a lot of TV characters, and this is really just a very small sampling of that. But yeah, there all the time people say that there are certain figures, certain characters that are missing. So like I said, I want to address that before I get too deep into this video. So you see here these vinyl idols, which when I first started collecting, these were on store shelves, and these were created by the company that now does the vinyl 2-packs for Funko, and that's Vinyl VYNL now, those vinyl 2-packs. And this company, I guess, is kind of up under Funko's umbrella. But you notice here that these are mostly side characters from Seinfeld, except for Kramer. And I think the reason they were able to do Kramer is because Michael Richards' career has really not been the greatest career since Seinfeld, ended. But whereas the other three lead actors within the show, including Jerry himself, of course, still have a lot of success overall. Now, I know some people may say with Jason Alexander that's debatable, but as far as the stage goes, him being on Broadway and all of that, still highly successful. So those other actors, they really don't have to go out of their way to, license themselves out to give up the rights for their likeness. Or if they do that, they can charge an arm and a leg for it, basically. So when people keep saying, why hasn't Funko done this? Why hasn't Funko done that? It's not on Funko. They can't just do whatever they want to do. They have to pay for the rights in order to do that, especially if they're going to do something that looks like an actor, even if it vaguely looks like an actor, because we know pops aren't the greatest likeness, but still, Funko has to get the rights in order to do that. And then you see here what it says: Seinfeld reruns have made over $4 billion. Just think about that. That is a crazy amount of money. So I can't even imagine, what it would cost basically to do figures based off of, I'm going to say, the main three leads, because again, like I said, with Michael Richards and his career, it's been rough, partially due to his poor choices, But again, like I said, people keep pointing the finger at Funko, saying, why haven't you done pops of The Office? Why haven't you done pops of Seinfeld? Why aren't there Nintendo pops? You really got to stop pointing the finger at Funko, because Funko cannot do whatever they want to do. They have to get the rights, and it's not always easy to get the rights. Now, Logan here, he did send me some artwork here based off of Seinfeld, and really, I had to pretty much request it, because nobody was sending me artwork based off of Seinfeld, which was surprising. And even with The Office, I didn't receive as much as I was expecting, especially the way that people go on about it. But as far as Seinfeld is concerned, I think with the main actors, you can make them distinct enough. I think Elaine would probably be the biggest challenge. Although I did notice with Elaine, there was a particular dress that she wore in more than one episode. That's something I liked about the series. They felt more like real people, because sometimes they would wear wardrobe more than once, like real people do. So that's something I liked about the series. So yeah, I still think Elaine would probably be the hardest to make distinct. But it would be interesting for it to happen. But again, it's just, it's slim chances, just basically due to the licensing. It's very expensive. So moving right along here with a focus on The Office. Love this artwork here by Chris here. And of course, he took this art in a way that I really didn't think of, because I think the reason why we don't see as many TV characters done with Funko, and the reason why they don't always sell super well, is because a lot of characters on TV are basically just people in suits. They don't really stand out very much. So Funko really would have to be creative and do some things to make the characters very distinguishable. Otherwise, there will be like some pops that we've seen in the past where like I think about the X-Files and even Hannibal, some of the Hannibal pops that just kind of collect dust on store shelves because again, they're basically just guys in suits, you know, a lot of times. But I like the take that Chris did here with these office characters. So you see Jim there holding the teapot, which I think that's pretty cool. I know something else he could hold that would be very distinguishable would be the stapler and the Jello, of course. But I like the teapot even more because if you know the series, you know the significance behind that. And then with Michael, of course, they would have to have Michael in a suit, and he could have like his world's best boss cup or whatever it was, you know, he could have that along with him. But I like this though, him dressed up as Jesus, basically trying to upstage Santa, you know, Phyllis as Santa. That was a really funny episode, so that's a great idea. Recyclops is awesome as well, you know, Dwight as Recyclops is pretty awesome. And I don't know, I had kind of forgotten about this whole thing, this cold open that they did with Recyclops until I saw this artwork, and I was like, oh yeah, that was a really good one. So yeah, that's awesome there as well. And then Kevin Kevin with the chili is pretty funny also, and I love the way that the chili is actually spilling out there of the pot, you know, and that's something that Funko could capture there. So that is another great moment, and I literally laughed out loud when I actually got that concept from more than one person. So you see here that T200 also sent that same concept of Kevin spilling the chili, and he did it here as a TV moment. So yeah, that shows you that is a pretty funny opening, and that was another cold open from the series. As a matter of fact, some of the funniest moments in the that series are the cold opens. So yeah, that would be a pretty funny moment. And of course, there's more that they could do with The Office, but I really do like these ideas here. Again, they would have to really avoid, you know, them just being guys in suits. You know, they would have to try to distinguish them as much as possible. And you see here that Logan did provide some work for The Office as well. Again, I almost had to basically request it because I really wanted to see, you know, some representation from The Office and from Seinfeld as well. Now this show here, I've only seen a little bit of the first episode. I don't have Showtime. They do have the first episode on YouTube, but it's very like cleaned up and everything, so I feel like it's not really the full episode, you know what I mean? Like there's content missing from it. But Jim Carrey, I like him as a comedian. Obviously, I think he does great dramatic work as well, so I'm interested in seeing this series eventually. You see the series is called Kidding, and his character is Mr. Pickles, and Logan also decided to send that video of him, you know, that time-lapse video of him drawing the character out, which I really appreciated. That was a nice surprise here. So if you have seen this series though, without giving spoilers, definitely, you know, kind of give me your short review, what you think about this series overall down in the comments. I'm really interested to, you know, to hear from people what this series is like, you know, if it's really worth getting into. Now, this artwork here from Benny focuses on Stranger Things, and I do want to stress again to all artists, if you're going to submit artwork, that lined paper really does not show up super well, so please try to use like blank paper, or you know, blank paper of course works the best, and if you could you know, scan it or anything like that, you know, of course that helps as well. But the reason why I still want to make sure I show these, even though they don't show up the greatest, is because I like these ideas. Now 11 in the costume, of course, that was a nice callback to E.T. within the series. Of course, Stranger Things is about all things 80s, so I really did like that aspect of that particular episode. Murray was one of my favorite characters from season 2. I really love Murray. He had some great funny moments. I liked his wardrobe too. So yeah, definitely would love to see a Murray pop figure. And then Steve versus Billy, basically as a 2-pack. And I love the idea here of this being an Emerald City Comic Con exclusive 2-pack because, you know, of course they had the green shorts on. That is a clever idea. So Benny really put some thought into this, and you know, fans of Stranger Things, I think would be happy to see all of these pops here created. Now I know these are two very different things going on here, but you know, in putting these videos together, sometimes I have to make some odd decisions, but you know, whatever. So here we have HR Puffin stuff, which I have never seen that before. I've seen it referenced before, and I think I've seen like little clips of it, and I may have heard the theme song as well. I really want to hear from people that are familiar with the series though. Would you be interested in seeing some pops based off of HR Puffin stuff? The main character there is definitely a unique design, so very much a throwback design. But yeah, let me know, not only would you like to see the pops, but also do you think it would be worth Funko's time to do it? Do you think these would sell well if they were to do them? And then of course here we have Jerome from Gotham, and yeah, I think that's something that would be very awesome to see. Jerome is just so crazy looking. Of course, very much inspired by certain issues of Joker related comics, you know, Batman comics obviously, but certain story arcs based off the Joker really shaped that character Jerome. And yeah, he just looks so crazy. But I kind of feel like the Gotham pops may have not sold very well for Funko, so I don't know how much they're willing to, you know, continue to do pops based off the series. But if they were to do at least one more, yeah, it's got to be Jerome. So as far as, you know, live action TV characters are concerned and standing apart from each other, Sci-Fi is definitely a great way to go. And you see here some concepts from Renato focusing on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And yeah, like I said, you know, when it comes to Sci-Fi, it's very easy to make the characters unique because they're already uniquely designed. Now, Deep Space Nine, I think I've only ever seen just a couple of episodes here and there of it, not super familiar with it. But yeah, these designs here really very much on point in my opinion. And then we have here Abby from NCIS, and I know a lot of people that love NCIS. It's amazing how many of my friends are into it, considering that I never watch it, but it is hugely popular. And of course, that is a character from the series that definitely has a unique look going on. Now, this is another series, The Gifted, you know, on Fox. I believe it's on Fox. I'm pretty sure it's on Fox. But yeah, The Gifted is another show that I would like some quick reviews of down in the comments. Please let me know if this series is worth checking out. I really haven't heard too many people say much about it, even though it does have some well-known Marvel characters within it. So yeah, just let me know if this series is worth checking out. I'm definitely familiar with the character Blink because she was in one of the X-Men movies, one of the last X-Men movies, so Days of Future Past actually, and she didn't have much of a major role, but I mean she was in there, you know. So yeah, let me know though what you think about this series and if you would actually like to see some pops based off of this series, because from what I've seen, the images I've seen, even though there are mutants and all of that going on, I don't really see costumes or anything like that going on within the series. So I wonder if it would be difficult to make them all stand apart and stand out as unique. So just let me know in general what you think about this. And moving on here, and by the way, I do apologize, I'm not pointing out all of the artists' names, but you can see the names on the screen here. And of course, I appreciate the artwork from everybody. And this is a particular artist here next who has been contributing on a regular basis. I definitely do appreciate that. So Tanny Protagonist sent in a lot of designs here. You see that she has here based off the old school TV show Spider-Man, which was not the greatest series, but still a pop based off of that old school series. That would be cool, you know, something different for Spider-Man. And then the Lou Ferrigno Hulk, yeah, that would be a winner. I really think that would be a very successful pop for Funko if they were able to do that, because I don't know, Lou Ferrigno is another guy. I've heard some things about him being, you know, he really wants people to put that money up, basically. That's what I hear, you know, but I don't know 100% for sure about that. But if he was willing to give up his likeness for that, yeah, that would be a very cool pop figure. You see here Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Those are some really cool designs there. I never saw that series. I just saw clips of it here and there, and I think it was a short-lived series as well. Yeah, actually, Tanny Protagonist actually put the years here. That actually is helpful. So you see that this only ran from 2008 to 2009, but I think it did still have sort of a cult following behind it. And then also here, Jesse Quick from The Flash. Seems like one that'll happen eventually. I don't know, maybe Funko would, and you know, she actually suggested here as a New York Comic Con exclusive, and yeah, I think this probably would be a con exclusive for Funko to make sure that it sells well, pretty much, even though there's some people that, you know, if it was a comic would want to pick it up. But yeah, I think Funko may go with that as a con exclusive just to really push the sales for it. And then there's a reference here to an episode from The Flash, Super Friend there with Supergirl and The Flash together. That is very cute. I like them actually in civilian clothing together. And I don't know if they'd be distinct enough out of the box. You know, out of the box, they may just like, you know, two random people dancing, but that'd be something cute to have within the box together. And then here from Supergirl, there is Mon-El, and I'm actually not familiar with that character. As a matter of fact, I have not watched Supergirl yet. I know it's on Netflix, so I'll try to get around to it eventually. But yeah, like I said, I'm not familiar with Mon-El, so I really will have to check that out, you know, learn more about certain characters from Supergirl. And Tanny Protagonist did some more artwork here, and I'll be honest, I'm not familiar with any of these series here. We have Merlin, Hawaii Five-0, and Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. Now, obviously, I know that Merlin and Hawaii Five-0, I mean, I've heard of them, but I just haven't watched them. And Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, though, I'm not familiar with at all. If anybody's familiar with this show, definitely fill me in here, because I noticed that Tanny Protagonist put Target and then put .au behind it, you know, for Australia. So is this a well-known Australian series? You know, like I said, somebody just fill me in on that. But yeah, overall, Tanny Protagonist, thank you so much for continuing to contribute on a regular basis to this series. You all make sure that you give her a follow on Instagram, and she's actually started to post concept art for Funko Pops on a regular basis on her Instagram. So again, definitely make sure that you check her out. Now, Dynasty is one of those series, even if you like never saw it and you grew up around the time when I grew up, I mean, you just heard about it all the time, because Dynasty was just like hugely popular. It felt like when I was young, it felt like all the adults watched Dynasty, you know. So this, of course, is a really great image here of Alexis Colby there in the gold dress, all sparkly and everything, and having that as a diamond collection figure would make a lot of sense. So Sixella, I think it's Sixella MK, forgive me if I'm not saying that name correctly, but yeah, I think that would be a great idea for this pop figure if it were to happen. Next up here, Addams Family. Of course, Funko has done the Munsters, so people wonder, where's Addams Family? Honestly, I don't know. You know, I really don't know why that hasn't been done, because the Munsters were done a good while ago. But I do think Addams Family, you know, you could do enough to make the characters stand apart from each other. And whether it's based off the original series or based off the movies, either way, you know, that would be cool. The original series, I saw very little of it. I did like the movies, though, especially Addams Family Values. That's actually one of my favorite comedies of all time. I think that movie is hilarious. The first movie, the plot was kind of weird to me with the whole is it Uncle Fester or not thing. I thought that was a really weird way to take, you know, weird direction to take that in. But really love the second movie, though. So like I said, whether it's based off the TV series or the movies, I think some people really would be interested in the Addams Family. And they could even take one of the pops, maybe of Gomez, and just like you see there in the bottom right, have Thing there on his shoulder. You know, that would be pretty cool detail as well. And this work here by Atlas Funko, on point as always. And then this last piece here, when I saw this really, I mean, it literally brightened up my day just to see this. I am not exaggerating, because to be honest, they're just, as far as black characters go and, you know, television and that representation, really not a lot going on. So to see Dwayne Wayne, such, you know, really kind of an iconic character in a way, I mean, he stood out a lot for a lot of reasons. I mean, his wardrobe, obviously, especially with the flip up shades, but just his whole demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way the character developed on the series, everything was just a great character all the way around. I think the standout character on the series for sure. I love this design here, of course, him with the flip-up shades, that is a must. Rocking the Hillman college sweater and all of that. Yeah, this is very much on point by the vegan painter. Love this, absolutely love this. I don't know if it would ever happen, you know, by Funko, but it would be awesome, and I would absolutely, you know, snatch it up in a heartbeat. But yeah, I want to thank all of the artists. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't, you know, actually say everybody's name as I was going along, but I really did want to keep this moving, and I was trying to focus mainly on, you know, how I felt about the characters. But trust me, I appreciate everybody that did take the time to contribute to this. Now, there was some artwork I wasn't able to include just because the images were way too rough and they just did not show up well at all. So I do want to stress again, if you're going to contribute to this series, please try to send me the best images possible. Avoid the line paper, avoid the shadows on the artwork and thing like that. Is, you know, it's got to be clear. And you also got to remember as well to make sure that you put your name on the artwork, you know, sign your name as well as the character's name on it. A lot, you know, some people forgot to do that. So please make sure that you do those things, because I really want to make sure I can share the artwork of everybody that contributes. So I know some people are probably wondering what is going to be the next theme for Funko Pop Concepts. And this is one, you know, the theme I decided to go with next is one that I think everybody knew I just had to do at some point. And we are going with Star Wars. Now, I know some people might be wondering, why do Star Wars right now? There's really not like a, a movie that's about to drop or anything like that. And that's exactly why I want to do Star Wars right now. I don't want it to be all about one particular movie that's coming up or anything like that. I really think this is a good time to focus on Star Wars, where people can just be more open-minded and think about Star Wars as a whole. So yeah, that's why I feel like this is a great time to focus on Star Wars. And I do want to say that with this next Funko Pop Concepts video, it is going to be a contest with just one winner. Just one winner. Now, please make sure you listen close to the details if you want to participate in this video, especially the contest. So again, there's going to be just one winner, and this one winner is going to receive 3 Star Wars pops, and each one of them will either be an exclusive or a chase. I'm going to, talk that out with the winner. I'm going to make sure you get 3 very cool pops, within reason. Of course, you're not getting a holographic Darth Maul from me, but, you will get some awesome pops though. Now, as far as the entries are concerned, they must be mailed to my P.O. box by January 3rd, and it's only 1 entry per artist, just 1 entry per artist. I've had people ask before, can I send more than one from my household? Like, oh, my brother, my mother, my sister, my cousin, everybody wants to get involved. No, just 1 entry. Just 1 entry, nothing that's suspicious. And each entry must have the character's name, the artist's name, and the artist's age on the back of the artwork. It's got to be on the back of the artwork. Don't put any writing on the front. All that information on the back of the artwork, because to keep this fair as a contest, it has to be anonymous. I can't, I don't want any names on the front of the artwork or anything like that, but make sure that information is on the back. Now, you can do more than one not more than one entry, but you can send me more than one piece of artwork. And if you just want to share some artwork that's not a part of the giveaway, you can email that to me. And my contact information is down in the description, the email address as well as my P.O. box address. Now, some, other information, I got to make sure I put this out there. This giveaway will be international. Okay, this is open to everybody, but if you're if you're outside of the US, do make sure you consider the shipping time, or I should say the mailing time, basically, to get your artwork to me. You definitely got to consider that, because if it arrives after the cutoff, I can't do anything for you. So it's got to be in by January 3rd, or by the end of the day, January 3rd. And also here, if you're under 18, make sure you get your parents' permission to enter. That's just being responsible. Get their permission to enter. And something else here, mentioning the giveaway in the comments, including saying, I hope I win, will get you disqualified. Do not talk about the giveaway down in the comments. That's just a standard rule on my channel, because really, I don't like people trying to play for sympathy. And just in general, that's one of my pet peeves. I don't like the phrase, I hope I win. Saying I hope I win when you enter a contest is like going into a restaurant and saying, I hope I eat. It's obvious. It doesn't need to be said, so that's just one of my little pet peeves. And like I said, I don't like people trying to play for sympathy either, or trying to campaign down in the comments. I like things to be on the level and fair for everybody. So I really hope people will get involved with this contest. I think Star Wars is a great direction to go with right now, and I'm really looking to see people push their creativity and do some interesting things, because Funko has already done a lot with Star Wars, and I don't want to see anybody doing something that's exactly like what Funko has already done. So this is really going to push people's creativity. And I know somebody might be tempted to ask, so I will say, any Star Wars character, I don't care if it's somebody from the movies, somebody from a television show, it could be from a book even, as long as there's artwork, that represents that character. I don't care what Star Wars characters you go with, just make sure it is Star Wars related. So that is completely up to you. And like I said, be as creative as possible, because this is a contest, so again, I hope everybody, everybody that likes to do this artwork, gets involved and spread the word about this as well. I really want to see a lot of great artwork for this. So that is going to do it for this edition of Funko Pop Concepts. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. When you comment, please be respectful to the artist. It takes some bravery to an extent to step up and share your artwork with an audience in this way. So please be respectful to the artist. Definitely let me know which live action TV characters you would like to see as pops. Remember, as far as licensing is concerned, let's stop blaming Funko, because that's not always completely on them. But regardless, you know, we can share our ideas with each other, at least, you know, the things that we would like to see. So as always, you know, make sure you support the video by dropping a like on the video, share your comment, like I said, and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I really look forward to that next Funko Pop Concepts, and I'll talk to you all again real soon.